Hey, how are you? Hi. Hey, everyone. Yes, I've got my hair down tonight, even though it is stupidly hot out there. Let me just queue up my dying phone 'cause I only have like 7% left, so I can only hang on until my phone dies, and I may not be able to see the comments. Because I kind of forgot to charge it. Just the right video. Yep, here we go. Alright, so we're jumping in hot and heavy here. So here is the new Stampin' Up catalog. I know my screen does not allow for really good view here. We're going to do a quick flip through on some of this. And I'll give some of my rendition of what's happening. We've got new shimmer brushes. I haven't ordered them, but they look pretty cool. And then we have the new ink color ink pads are going to be the super fancy magnetic ones. Then we got basic black hybrid ink pad, yada 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 yada. We've got some special impression dies here. I'm not going to spend a super long time on the catalog. Pretty much, guys, if you want your own, candle only, contact me. I'll send you one. So, just to kind of mention, this is the Stampin' Up mission, to love what we do and share what we love as we help others enjoy creativity and worthwhile accomplishments, and this will make a difference. I know I'm talking really fast. I gotta slow down. It is so hot today. I just want to, get on with the night. Product of the month, guys. If you haven't done so yet, they're really cool. Up until now, they've been $5 a month until May. Now they're $7 because they messed up in the previous catalog. The product of the months are actually pretty decent. What's also neat is the new grid paper is actually a new size, 17 by 14, and this will help cover up perfect size for the glass mat, which I don't currently use mine. I have one. I have a couple other ones actually. What else is here? Yeah, stuff. We've got different kits and things happenings. A lot of fluff in this catalog, no offense. I kind of noticed. Then we got mix and match, crafting must-haves. We got the paper trimmer, envelope, seal, glue, dimensionals, DSP, which I'm wanting some, the hole punch, and then add-on stamps, yada yada yada. Mix and match type stuff still going. Quick and easy. It's got some basic ideas for, stuffs. Oh, what's cool is, hold on. Let me go back. At the very bottom, we have some card sketches, which is super cool if you're looking for layouts for scrapbooking or cards or whatevers. We've got more, here's summary of sweets. This sweet is of interest. So let's just continue flipping along. We got Bloom Boutique, not my thing. Heirloom Boutique, not my thing. A little more scrapbooky this time around. Waterside Retreat is pretty and cute. I'm mixed about it, but it is really, really nice. Great for masculine, Father's Day, nautical, Valley and Bloom. I like the greens. They're very nice. What else we got? Life in Bloom. And more scrapbooky feel. Okay, the Scenic Coast is really cool. There's 2 stamps. There's dies for this stamps. The paper's beautiful. This is on my wish list. I love sailboats. Beautiful Ordinary Life. I kind of like the paper. Extraordinary Life. Okay. Alright. Velvet Meadow. Interesting. I don't really know what to think of it yet. And then Moonlight Flora, which is a really nice dark kind of color. Just pretty. Just to kind of see what's happening with some of these. Alrighty, so moving along. And then we got Impressions, new Impressions dies. I don't have any yet, I don't know much about them. Bundles, if you're looking to know what our bundles are. So catalog is okay. I wasn't totally a fan of it. And then more about bundles and bundles and bundles and bundles and bundles and bundles. Here, I am slightly interested in this. That's on my wish list. Now the positioner, I have the positioner okay, But this is pretty cool. We have grid paper. We've got the plates. It's actually quite handy if you're ever looking for a tool. We got stamps on its own. The gears and textures is a little bit on my wish list. There's also dye. I think there's dyes for them too, but I could be wrong. And more stuff and stuff and stuff. And I'm only showing part of it. Yeah, just stamps galore here. Crafted with care. I believe this is the Angel policy for the year. Yes, it is. Every year they have a stamp set featuring goodies that we can use. Because if we use the Stampin' Up stamp on your cards, you can actually sell them. And more stamps and stamps. And we got the die cut machines. There's another more about the dies on their own if you're looking to know what the dies are. So they really kind of split stuff up. I'm not liking the layout of the catalog. There's the hole punches, which not that many to be honest. Now we got paper, which we've already seen some of these anyway. So nothing. Let me move that a little better. More paper and paper and paper. Okay. Mix and match. More other stuff's happening. Embellishments, adhesives, tools and inks, 2 more tools and inks. So at least the summary pages are cool. Tools and inks. We'll get the colored pencils. You know me, I love my pencils. Shimmer brushes. I hear good things about them. New ink colors. So here's all the new ink color page. Yeah. All I have is Peaceful Pine. Then there's the summary about the inks, the colors, the paper, the markers, yeah, all the above. And then index. Remember, Stampin' Rewards, if you ever order with the online link, you get 10% off rewards with the intention of if you buy something, you have your 10%. You can come back another time and spend that 10% on something else. And then, this is interesting. I like how they include this. What can your demonstrator do for you? Let's kind of cover this for a moment. What exactly does a demonstrator do? I share fun ways to craft, help you pick the right supplies, and we make things together. No pressure, just creativity. Yes. What's the best thing about being a demonstrator? I love to craft on my own time, connect with friends, and get the opportunity to earn a modest supplemental income. Interesting how they phrase that. That is true, though. So what makes shopping with you different? Well, apparently I get to know your style, share ideas, answer questions, and make sure the experience is creative and fun. Yeah. Do you need experience to start? Not at all. So actually, if you enjoy creating, you have already what it takes. That is pretty much true. People get overwhelmed about direct sales, and yes, there's a join promo this month, where people who join this month, they can get the new ink color ink pads for free, or if they don't want that, they can get something else in place of it. Joining is its own ball of mess. Now, what this page does not tell you, and I'm gonna give you the truth here, is you can join, no problem. It's if you want to keep the account. That's its. Yes, I'm cycling here. If you want to keep the account, you are required that whether from your own orders or sales coming in, $400 approximately every quarter. And that's calendar quarter, not, whatever other quarter for rolling or whatever. So it is its own thing. But you know what? If people are already spending that much anyway, or they have a source of knowing that they can sell this stuff, it works really well. Hey Elaine, how are you? So there we go. There's the catalog. This is my copy. So if people want a copy of the catalog, please, seriously guys, reach out and we can make something happen. Alrighty, so then next up, so what happened was I had these before. I've totally misplaced them. I think they're one of the mini boxes upstairs. So the thing is, because I'm handing out the catalogs and they are coming soon, I plan to hand out more of these again. So it's like, I might as well just, print some more. That way I can attach inside the catalog. And new update, the phone number on here will actually now go to this phone. Because prior to yesterday, that phone number would not really go anywhere. it would go to a phone that would keep it home, and that phone is kind of dying, like really, really bad. So we were able to figure out, oh yeah, I got dual SIM potential for that phone I have. So yes, now it goes directly to me. So if people are trying to locate me, please give a call, leave a message, and I can actually respond back. So that's exciting. That's a new development. So I'm just going to prepare 8 of these to start, because I lost my batch somehow. I'm sure it'll turn up when I don't need them. And I figured a way to salvage the old ones I've made. So here we go. Versus trying to totally recreate and redesign and that. So I have bundles and bundles of the really old ones here, minus something else. So what I can really do is take some of the old ones and kind of work around it. So here's the original version, where cool and all, but you know what? It's time to update, and that's what I plan to do. And because I already got the truck and the trailer on here, I might as well resurface these somehow. Alrighty. So I need 8 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This should work. This is going to get really interesting. Essentially, I'm gluing the new version on top of the old ones, and we're going to call it a day. So, now these are slightly unique sizes because they're like the original batch. So we'll just kind of roll with it. But yeah. So, but at least the newer versions has all the class information for the trailer for this year. I do need to soon figure out what I'm doing for the rest of 2026 and into 2027. It's on my radar. I'm just checking that all of these are the current orientation. Okay. So, really, use a lot of adhesive. And just going to totally border them and cover these up. And then, there we go. Versus trying to recreate, reorganize, yada, yada, yada. And then if I'm worried about the sizing, just kind of play with it a little. Like so. And I'll just trim it. So let's just trim this guy. So, but there we go. I can reuse the existing versions, and this is great that I can actually totally reuse these. My newer style didn't have the scrappy technique on the back, but it's still really darn cool. I might eventually do scrappy again with these, but not for a while. And there we go. One's good to go. Now I gotta clean my desk because it's gonna bug me now. But yeah, that's just a great way of modifying the old ones. And plus the other ones I have that are no longer valid for the last year online classes that went also into this year. So, such a cool technique. I'll probably do a few more. Now that I found a total, because otherwise I was going to rip the truck and the trailer off, and I'm like, you know what? Make this easy. Alright, so then, again, kind of glue it on. So as what's going on, I know I put description in the description, I haven't talked about it. So this weekend is our scheduled trailer class. I'm still waiting for my supplies to come because I kind of miscalculated my timelines and that, because I keep thinking, oh, it's the end of the month. No, it's a week earlier, because end of the month I originally do have a prior engagement, but I'll have to work around. And then last Thursday, you know, I'm home, I'm eating dinner. I had waffle fries as part of my dinner, and now I'm eating. I just started eating, like I'm like a little bit into it, and then I hear there's this crunch, and I'm like, there's this solid piece in my mouth, and I'm like, what the hell is this? So I pull it out to find, oh wait, I broke a tooth. One of my back ones back here, so you guys can't see it. And yeah, so I'm like, that sucks. Not the first time I've done it, but oh well. And so, you know, it's Thursday night. I'm like, not much I can do about it then. You know, just finish my dinner and make plans to call my dentist on Friday. So, of course, I call on Friday. And, of course, he's away because it's the long weekend, which is fine. And then, so I call in the morning, like 9:30ish or whatever. It's like, hey, I broke a tooth. Like, I get it. Like, if I can't get in on Friday, it is what it is. Like early as possible and that, so I can more or less get this fixed. Well, I have an appointment for Tuesday. Okay, fine. And then throughout the day, I had lunch on Friday, and I started feeling some discomfort, and I'm like, oh. So I called back and said, hey, like, look, I get it. Nothing I can do about it today, but is there anything I need to know over the weekend? Like, I don't know if you guys want to give me antibiotics or something as a precaution. Like, I'm starting to feel something. So they actually patched me over to my dentist. He called me directly. I have his number. And we talked for a moment. He's like, you should be fine. Like, you know, it's, you know, like, here's my number in case you really need help over the weekend, which is really nice of him, too. But pretty much his thinking is, you should be okay. And then he looked at the thing. He's like, why didn't you call sooner? And I'm like, I did, because there apparently was an opening Friday with the other dentist person at the office. And I'm like, I called at like 9:30. They put me to Tuesday. Like, whatever. So he looked at the thing, looked at the file, and he's like, I'm only scheduled for a quick, you know, look at it on Tuesday. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, that kind of sucks. So then he changed my appointment to an earlier time, to a slot that will actually get this worked on. I'm like, well, that's good. So that's, unfortunately, my Tuesday, which is tomorrow. So it kind of mucks things up in life a little bit. Now, he thinks they can actually repair it with a root canal. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we're catching it early enough this time around that maybe something can be done. We'll see. So, am I either getting a root canal tomorrow or a tooth extraction? I'm predicting extraction, personally. Just the way it's broken. So, oh well. So depending on how it goes, I think either way, it's still going to be not a fun week. I'm still going to be hurting. And unfortunately, my Stampin' Up order is arriving at work tomorrow, when I'm most likely not going to be there, because my appointment is now for like noon. So most likely my order is going to arrive after I leave work. And if I end up taking Wednesday off, it's just going to mess up my week like completely, which kind of sucks. But that's okay. Like, it is what it is. So those who are in for this Saturday's card class, I'll let you guys know what's going on. Pretty much Wednesday to Thursday, I'll make a decision on, are we moving forward with it, or are we just going to rebook to another date? It'll probably be the following weekend, because that's going to have to be the best option. Because after that, things get a little more busy and complicated into the season. So, yeah. Anyways, it is what it is. But isn't this great? I'm actually able to, I've been wondering for some time, like, how am I going to reuse these previous cards I made? This is wonderful. This is absolutely wonderful. I'm so excited about this. There is a couple of these that have an old style that I really don't like. Because I was doing some experimenting with these way back. So I'll have to, like, modify a little bit. So this is wonderful that I can actually include these with the catalogs that do come this week, one way or another. Because later in the week, I'll eventually get my order. It's just a matter of, do I work Wednesday or not? It was kind of like, it'd be great if I have my order already, and then if I'm home Wednesday, I can actually work on a little bit of the card class. But my boss is like, please come in to work on Wednesday, or try to. And I'm like, we'll see. But he's on board, and he's really good with, he knows I'm going to be hurting. He knows I'm going to be, you know, suffering and whatever. So we've already discussed that if I'm coming in, like, my role is severely limited that day. Because I said to, like, I cannot go out. Part of my job is warehouse. I said, if I come in, I cannot go out in the warehouse. You cannot let me out there. Because as soon as I go out there, I'm going to see something. I'm going to want to fix it. I'm going to want to work on it. And it's like, it's not happening. So it's like, please, I'll just stay in the office. Like, you have to convince me to stay in the office. Like, because there's a project, I do a weekly project at work. And of course, sure enough, it is, I just heard something. I don't know. Sure enough, it is this Wednesday. So I'm like, crap. So I kind of need to go to work because I won't be able to get it far enough tomorrow. Because it's a time-sensitive thing. It's based on responses we're getting from one of our customers. And it's like, yeah, I'm not around Tuesday enough to finalize it. So I'll have to finalize it Wednesday. And currently, I cannot finish the draft right now until I know what the final answers are. Because there's a purchase order that this customer wants shipped. And this purchase order is too big for the shipment. And it's contingent on how many other bulk orders they're going to be asking for. And I have to modify that big order anyway. So it's like, it's a little complicated this week. So it's like, damn it. So, oh well. Life is life. And we got other projects going on that's time sensitive. And I'm like, I already told one, I'm like, I can't even work on it next week. Like, I'm going to have this messed up. Like, no, like, we're going to have to give someone else to work on it. Like, so I'll have to, like, go in tomorrow and kind of guide out what's going on. That way, as I'm kind of out of it, it will continue. So, it's been a little bit of a complicated week. I'm like, oh, great. Yeah. Anyways. Well, this is a pretty one. I like this one. Yeah, I put a lot of work into these a couple years ago, the original versions. Because in 2024, going back a few years since I made the original versions of these, I was doing a fundraiser, donations for their swag bags. And I did all these puzzle packets. Like, I only remember, I think I made nearly 300 of them. It's actually less. But the original number would have been 300, but it was like, say like 250 maybe. And I made every one of these had one of these in it to advertise my business. How that panned out? Nothing. It was a great idea, but it got me nothing at the time. That's okay. So there was some extras that they didn't need that many. So the extras came home with me, and I've been having them essentially in a baggie or whatever, in a bag box, whatever, collecting dust this whole time. So this is so great that I can actually reuse these. I'm really excited about that. I'm so glad. Of course, the sizing's not quite the same, but that's okay. Alrighty, so there we go. I've got the 8 done, and you know what? I'm just going to continue doing more here. Why not? I'm trying to think how many more I should do, guys. But let's look at them, because I'm so proud of these. I'm proud that over every year, I kind of tweak them and change them a little bit. So this is how it is, and that's how it is. And why is my screen all messed up out there? So these are great. Sorry, I'm covering them. But yeah, it's essentially advertising the truck and the trailer concept, and I just love how these look. So that one's like one of my favorite ones, I think. And this was just miscellaneous papers that I was just mass use up that year. I think courtesy of our friend Elaine here. And he turned out really well with a lot of these. So these are awesomes. All right, I'm going to do a few more while we're here, if you'll delight me. So I'll do another 8. How's that? That way I've got a new batch. I can hand them out. And we'll see how things go. And then if they don't work out, I can just retweak them again later. I had a hell of a time printing these, actually. When I don't remember when I did them. And I kept messing up the size because I was rushing. My printer wasn't working. And I printed them wrong. I printed them too big. And I printed them again and again. And then finally I kind of got it. And I'm like, what is with me? I gotta learn calm and patience. And I know tonight I'm just talk. Anyways. But yeah, it's still a different kind of crafting video for tonight. But at least it's still, you know, something different. If you guys want one of these, let me know. I will send you one. Canada only. Okay. Okay. I will make some exceptions for some people who are not in Canada, who are some of our original fans. But otherwise, nah. Sorry, guys. They're Canada only. Alright, so let's grab a few more here. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And actually, these original ones was really thin cardstock, so they're really thin. This makes them a lot thicker, which I'm happy about. But yes, I get to use some of these up. This is awesome. But yeah. Alright, we'll just do another batch. With the intention to hand them out. Because I love these. Now, I gotta think of where I'm gonna hand them out. And that's the challenge. Even the catalogs I've ordered. Like, I've ordered a bunch of catalogs. And I'm like, where am I gonna hand them out? Hey, Evelyn! I'm just repurposing my old referral cards into my new versions. And making life really easy with it. And talking about how my week has already gone sideways. So. And I didn't paint my nails. I do apologize. What happened was I got busy and distracted over the long weekend. So, yeah, I will try to have them painted next week. I just ran out of time today, and it's so freaking hot today that I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to take it easy, go with the flow, and enjoy, you know. So there we go. Another mess. And then just catching on the comments. Ooh, apparently Evelyn's friend got a Jeep Wrangler Willys. Oh, that's pretty nice. Awesome, awesome. Congrats. Because yes, I have a Jeep. Although I have the truck, which I love. That's something. That was something I think yesterday. I was out with my spouse because he wanted to go shopping, and we ended up somewhere. And I think I just had to make conversation. I said, "I love this truck. Like, I'm glad we got it. Like, I absolutely love my truck." And you know, cheers for many more adventures with it, especially with the trailer, the classes, everything else. Like, I love my truck so much. It was one of the best highlights of my life, getting that truck. Like, I was so excited. Okay, so everyone's saying they're sending us winds from California. Thank you. We're in a total heat wave right now. We went from cool to stupidly hot instantly. I'm actually overdressed right now for the weather. Like, I am so hot right now. Oh yeah, and other news, is I'll just keep chatting away here. So this art room. Hi. We are talking of moving me again. Again. Where exactly? I don't know. I'll just check there's no doodles in here. I'm actually on an office chair for a sec. I got the bench behind me, just to kind of change up the room a little bit. Where are you moving me in the house? We're kind of up in the air about that. I'm not going to reveal where openly. But we are looking into it for getting an idea of, we want to purpose this room into something else. So, which means I gotta move to another room in the house. And the room that we're thinking of will actually be bigger. Not significantly bigger, but at least bigger. And I can lay this out a lot better. So, that's exciting. Evelyn, I'll tell you the story of what helped us get into the Jeep truck mode. because I drove by that dealership yesterday, and that's probably part of the happy memory thing. Hold on, I can't even get this lined up properly. So back years and years ago, in probably 2020, but I could be wrong. Hold on. No. Earlier than 2020, could have been 2018, 2019, we actually test drove a Wrangler, the place down the street from here, and loved it. It was like, hey, this is cool. Like, we have interest, but we'll come back to this someday in the future. Okay. So then, I think it was 2020. We were out, we were talking about the vehicles. It was probably after August. No, it was winter. It was actually winter. I'm trying to remember now. Winter of 2020, like as in late 2020 or early 2021. It was somewhere around it because it was winter. Because I remember there was snow on the truck. So we were talking about it, and it was a Sunday, which dealerships are not open Sundays typically. But there was one in Burlington that was open, and they had the Jeep Gladiator, the Mojave version, Evelyn. And they had it there, so we went and test drove it, and they said, like, you know, it's going to be a little more rough because it's meant for the Mojave version, but it's the same kind of thing. I test drove it, fell in love with it. So that's what got us onto the truck version, and then we just stuck with it. And then come April in 2021, surprise, we were shopping. We weren't intending then to buy it, but it just, things just kind of happened, and then yeah, we bought the Gladiator. Now at the time there was two, so that we got mine locally, not the one here down the street from here, the other one in town, because we were misled. I love when they mislead you, because there was an ad or whatever, they had a black version for the price significantly less, kind of sorta, than, not significant, but like when you have certain finances, anything significantly less. They had one that was less, but then they didn't have it anymore. It's like, oh yeah, misleading advertising. But they had two that were pretty much identical. The gray, and then the nice, like, ruby red. I love the ruby red one. Or whatever it was called. Yeah. Just reading Evelyn. So, and then we test drove the red one. Loved it. And then, but the thing is, what's interesting is that the red and the gray were on the same assembly line based on the serial numbers, which is the VIN numbers, which is really interesting. But when it came to looking at the paperwork, the red one costs more for absolutely no reason. No reason why, but it costs more. Like a $1,000 or $2,000 more or something. And it's like, really? Why? So when it came to sign the paper, I went with the gray one because of the price. You know, like, might as well go a little cheaper because, holy crap, like, you know. And also I wanted the gray as a way of blending in. I didn't, because the red really stood out. It was, you know what's funny? Yesterday I saw the red one, that red type, and it was a guy driving it. But it was like, I love the red one. I kind of wish I got the red one. Anyway, so yeah, we ended up just getting the gray one, which works beautifully with where I am now, with the business, the trailer, and everything. Hence why, gray truck, gray trailer. So, and yes, Evelyn, I do very remember we were chatting about it, because I think we were kind of on a Wrangler theme already. And then we knew we wanted a Jeep. We just didn't know when or how or when it was go down. So there we go. Anyway, that's my babble of the night of the past. But yeah, isn't this great? I'm totally repurposing these cards. This is awesome. I'm in a good mood tonight, which is surprising. Happy long weekend, which is pretty much over, guys. And work tomorrow. Yay. So, but yeah. Things are interesting. Anyway, we're getting there. A couple more left. And then there we go. And then I will put a batch of these in my purse. And I'm sure I'll probably find, now that I've made a batch, I'll find the other ones that I made are pretty much identical. Just different facing for the Scrappy. I didn't do Scrappy in the other ones. So, oh well. So if you're in Canada, you want one of these, I'll mail you one. Because it's got my contact information. It's got the website links. Let's look at this for a sec. It's got where I do my classes, the dates next. I just kept it as is. That way it also shows history of. I do this every month. The cost, when to register, my contact information, phone number, email, website, the demonstrator link. So if you want to order from me, you can always check it out because all this information is also on this link too. And then, yeah, contact me to find out the creative options for your own crafting gathering. Yeah. Yeah, we had a bunch of wind here today, which is kind of nice, actually. Made the heat feel a little better because it was hot. But the day is almost over. So with the dental point, I actually have no pain, which is interesting. Like, because even in the past, when I had a broken tooth before, not the first, although this will be the second one, I've actually broken a tooth. So the one I had before, I'm not going to get into too much details about it, about that history, because that's its own history. I didn't have too much pain. So when I got fixed a year and a half ago, dentist is like, you got a really good pain tolerance. I'm like, I don't think I do. It just doesn't seem to hurt. Like, it's there. So, and like again with this round, I'm not in any pain. I'm not bleeding or anything. Like, well, that's good. But yeah, I gotta get it fixed. Because he told me, like, don't eat on that side of my mouth. You know how challenging that can be? Here we are, 3-day weekend. Makes eating food interesting. And, like, I'm worried about forgetting and eating that side of the mouth. I'm worried about, like, an hour or something. Because I'm like, yeah, this is not fun. Oh, well. But, yeah. Anyway. Last one, guys. And then we are going to go. So, just to recap. Good question. Recap time. Crafter Kitties. That's what I call everyone on here. I know it's a silly name, but, I like it. We're born to play, built for mischief, because I really love those phrasings, because I think we are. I think we all have an inner sense of play with ourselves. So, why not embrace it? Why not just, be unique, be yourselves, have fun with the things we enjoy doing? Because trying to be serious all the time, oh my God, is draining. And, thank you everyone for watching the videos. I do appreciate it. And thank you for those who've been with me since pretty much the beginning. That means a lot to me because I've been at this as Stampin' Up for almost 5 years. I'm coming up to 5 years soon. Yay. And another couple months. And cheers to many more years because this has been a fun adventure. Sometimes it's, it gets to me. Sometimes I'm like, what the heck am I doing? But whatever. But you know what? Enjoy the process. Have fun. And, of course, my notes are hidden. Of course they are. What else? Because I actually have a note to remind myself to say these things. And I always hide it. So, what is your favorite color? I asked this now a little bit. You can go ahead. You can tell me if you wish to tell me. If you haven't told me already, especially for the new watchers over time. And yeah, so obviously not tonight because we're so far only seeing a couple views, and that's okay. But hey, when we get active 25 watchers in the comments as 25 people, not one person with 25 comments, we're gonna do a little giveaway. So. Feel free to share. And, yeah. So, alright. Bye, everyone. We'll see you soon.